The legends say somewhere there is a tunnel that if you would enter it, it would grant you any wish you desire. But in this movie, it's real. The story begins with a dude named Kaoru casually walking to a train stop in the rain with his umbrella. But there's a girl without an umbrella at the train stop in the rain. So obviously he just gives his umbrella to her because he's the most gentleman you could ever get. And obviously he runs home, but by being an absolute idiot, he finds a tunnel. Oh, could it be that tunnel you were talking about earlier? Of course it is. It is the point of the movie. But you know, you don't know it. You don't know that. So he enters the tunnel, but after a few seconds, he finds it's a bit too scary and doesn't go too far in the tunnel. But apparently, in the real world, there already have passed a few days. Like, he's been gone for days, apparently. And that's when he meets his new girl best friend entering his class, Anzu. And was it the girl at the train stop? Yes. And she's like, hey, I'm gonna return your umbrella tomorrow. And then he's like, I. And obviously they become friends, and Garu tells her about the tunnel. And they both tell each other their wishes because, you know, to go into the tunnel, they get a wish if they go deep enough. And the girl wants to wish to have a talent for writing to become a successful manga artist. And Kaoru, he wishes to reunite with his sister. Because I'm gonna lay a full-on bombshell on you right now. His sister died because the sister wanted to get a beetle for him because he said, oh, I really like this beetle. And the good sister's like, oh, I'll get that beetle for you. And then she got it off of a tree and fell and broke her neck and died. And of course, he's been blaming her death for years on himself because if he didn't tell her he wanted that beetle, she would never have died. And you know, this whole movie is trauma. Woo! But anyway, Anzu and Kaoru, they both go through many fun experiences. But then, suddenly, Kaoru's dad gets a girlfriend because, you know, Kaoru's mom kind of left him. And that's also a big trauma for him. But, you know, Kaoru, he can't take it because, you know, he can't take that his dad gets a new girlfriend. And decides to throw everything he has away and go into the tunnel at night for the hopes of reuniting with his sister if he goes far enough. Because the tunnel steals time to grant you any wish. And the next day, Anzu goes by Kaoru's house, and the dad casually says, like, oh yeah, my son, he ran away. Don't worry though, it's kind of a habit right now. And Anzu, knowing he went into the tunnel, she's like, no, don't, no. And, you know, she runs for it. She absolutely runs for the tunnel. And sadly enough, she was too late. She couldn't stop him. And Kaoru, he sends his goodbyes through texts and then throws away his phone in the tunnel. So, you know, they can't message him. They can't find him even though he's in the tunnel, so they can't find him anyway. It's just dramatic, alright? But, you know, Kaoru, he runs far enough in the tunnel, and then he sees a door. And he opens that door. And in that door is his old home and his sister. Woo! happy story. They were finally reunited, but the sister is way too aware of everything. And after a while, Kelder realizes that he can kind of move on and not just leave his life behind forever to live in a fantasy where his dead sister is with him all the time, and that the one he really wants to be with is Anzu and not his sister. So he kind of says his goodbyes to his sister, and his sister was way too aware of everything that was happening, and gives him good lucks. And currently, in the real world, it's been 8 years until he returned. And Anzu always carried the umbrella with her. He gave him, because she never kind of gave it back. Because, the umbrella was what kept his thought alive. Because, the umbrella is what kept Kelder's thought alive in Anzu's mind. And obviously, she loved him that much that she would keep the umbrella to keep his spirit alive for her. It's kind of a whole thing. And she succeeded in being a manga artist. And after 8 years he's been gone, they finally reunite and get together. And never want to leave each other's side again. Because each other is what made them really happy. And that's how an umbrella was the biggest wingman in anime. I terribly lost that last game, by the way. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I have one more thing to say, and that is,